Definitely took me long enough, but we finally have the studio up and running. Vacation kind of threw me off as far as schoolwork and filming goes, so I just didn't quite have the time to, sit down, set aside some time, and really set this thing up right. But I'm really excited because, I got into this whole YouTube thing to make, informational content, to put out information that I wish I had had when I first got started. And so I can't wait to, have a space where I can come down any time of the day when I have, an idea and just film and put out, some quality content for you guys. But we're about to head in for a push strength day. I will see you guys in the gym. So I'm not going to show you guys the full workout. We'll just show you some of my progress on the bench press and a new accessory lift that I'm adding in, just to keep you up to date with my progress. Now this is 175 pounds for as many reps as I can get. I ended up with 16, which I'm very happy about because about midway through my cut, I did 165 for, I think it was either 14 or 15, so that's 10 pounds up, 1 or 2 more reps, plus I actually moved my grip in about 2 inches, which I'm definitely weaker with the more narrow grip, but I really wanted to focus on bringing up my tricep strength. And so I'm hoping when I switch back to my wider grip, the extra added tricep strength will help it. So after our top set, we did 2 back down sets with, only 9 reps, and you might think 9 reps compared to 16, that's not very many. But after you do a high rep like that, it just gasses you out for the rest of your workout. So doing these 2, lower rep sets where I'm going nowhere close to failure is just going to allow me to be fresh for the rest of my workout. So the new overload movement I'm adding in is decline bench. Before, you guys saw it was the board press, but you kind of need a spot for that, and I don't always have somebody working out with me, so I figured decline bench, which I'm actually doing decline paused, 5 sets of 3, going up 10 pounds a week. Alright, we got some more leg day footage for you. Now, leg day has been progressing faster than any other day, and it is becoming probably my favorite day just for that reason, because I feel like every time I'm going in there, I'm hitting PRs on something, whether that's squats or deadlifts or really anything. So what you're watching now, I'm not including the full clip because it's like 5 minutes long, like a 5-minute long set, but it was 215 for somewhere around 39. That's just a guess because I've tried counting a couple times, and pretty much every time I just kind of lose track. I think it was around 39, and I was pretty happy with that. I was aiming for more because I really want to hit 225 for 50. And you're probably saying that doesn't make any sense. You did 215 for 39. How are you going to get 225 for 50? Well, the difference is I'm not wearing a belt now, and I'm going to wear a belt for 225 because the biggest thing that gives out while doing these high rep things for me is my lower back. So if I can make that more stable, take that out of the equation, I think I can get 10 more reps with it. But we're moving on to the sumo block pulls. Now, I'm doing the progressive range of motion with these, so Last training cycle, it was off a 4-inch block. This time it's off about 3 inches. And so on the last day of the 4-inch blocks, we did 385 for 5. Today we did 375 as our top set for 10. So not only did the blocks decrease, so the range of motion increased, but our reps significantly increased. So I'm very happy, very excited for the progress on these. And hopefully I can eventually get the poverty deadlift that I have up into some, respectable numbers for my weight. And here's the top set of 375 for 10. As you can see, my form too is way better. My positioning is way better than when I did 385 for 5 the last week. So I'm just ecstatic on the progress, and I really think that this progressive range of motion is just going to be the ticket for solving my deadlift. I don't want to jinx it. We still have probably 10 weeks left until we actually get down to the floor level. But if I still keep increasing weight as the blocks are decreasing, by the time I get to the floor, I'm going to be pulling way more than I ever have in my life. So I'm excited for that. I just picked up some groceries from Walmart, and a lot of you guys know for breakfast I like to eat high fat, high protein, as little carbs as possible, so I recently just switched to eggs. Before I was eating like coconut oil and protein powder, but I've been really focusing on the micronutrient content of the food I'm taking in, and eggs are really high in something called choline, and choline helps with brain function. It helps with nervous system function. So for us people who lift weights, the nervous system is vitally important on our performance in the gym. And so if I can take in some food that's going to help with my CNS recovery, that's going to keep me lifting those heavier weights. It's going to allow me to lift even heavier weights and allow me to progress for longer. So a lot of times people have to take deloads just because their nervous system is just tapped out. And so if I can kind of prevent that for as long as possible, then I can make more progress. But so far the bulk is going pretty well. I'm actually finally starting to feel the effects of being in a surplus. My mood is elevated, my energy is elevated. Gym sessions are going great. I feel like I'm progressing every single time I'm in the gym, which can't last forever, but it's definitely feeling great and I'm loving it so far. The only thing is my weight has shot up a little higher than I had wanted to. So I've been, bulking for about probably 2 weeks now, and I'm already up like 3 to 4 pounds, which is a lot faster than I anticipated. I wanted half a pound a week, although a lot of times when you first start raising calories, your weight will shoot up, and that's partly because of the water required to process the extra carbs. So per gram of carbs, it takes about 4 grams of water to process that carb. And so I think there's around 500 grams in a pound. So if you increase 100 carbs, that's going to increase your water weight 400 grams. So almost a pound of water retention or water required to process those carbs. So it's something that I'm not too worried about right now, although I am trying to monitor it a little bit. I did add in some cardio yesterday that helps a little bit with water retention. Also, I don't want to drop down my calories, so I figured I'd do 100 calories worth of cardio. Try to even things out, slow down the weight gain a little bit, because I definitely don't want to, just regain all the fat I just lost on my little mini cut. But things are going well. I have a pull strength day today. I made some changes to my routine, so I'll show you guys those because I think they're going to be very beneficial. So the changes I made aren't as important as the reasons behind them. So the first change that I made was, typically I start off with bent over barbell rows, and I switched it to seal rows. And the reason I did this, there's a couple reasons actually. The first one is going to be, it takes all the stress off my lower back. So squatting and deadlifting twice a week and then doing bent over rows twice a week as well was just putting way too much stress on my lower back. I wasn't able to fully recover before, leg day or before the next pull day, and so my back was just feeling really beat up. And the second reason is that these take any momentum out of the equation. So with barbell rows, say you do 135 pounds one week with absolutely perfect form, you could raise the weight to 155 pounds, 20 pounds up, still get your reps in, but you just use slightly sloppier form. So it's not that you actually got that much stronger, your just form changed that much. So I want to keep all the guesswork out, all the variables out. So if I go up 10 pounds on seal rows, I went up 10 pounds on seal rows. I'm not using extra momentum to get the weight up. So the more variables you can take out of your training as far as like monitoring your progress, the better. That way you know if you're progressing, and more importantly, you know if you're not progressing, so you can change something. So the same thing goes with these. Typically I would do hammer curls, and so all I'm doing is using this bar that allows me to get a hammer grip, but doing it on the preacher curl machine, or the reverse preacher curl machine, since I'm using the opposite side. And so once again, this takes any swinging, any swaying out of the movement, and it's putting all the tension directly on the muscle I'm trying to work. That way I know whether or not I'm actually getting stronger and making progress. And the final change I made was typically I would do straight arm pull downs with a rope attachment on a cable machine. But we have this machine at my gym. Unfortunately, most gyms don't have this machine. It's a pullover machine. And so I can pick the exact same seat height, the exact same arm position, and just everything is constant. That way I know whether or not I'm progressing. Because with the straight arm pull downs, one time I might be a foot or two closer or farther away from the pulley machine. My back angle might be slightly different. I might be using a different pulley machine, but this is constant. But also, I don't know if any of you guys have ever tried this machine, but it's awesome. You really feel the contraction in your lats. But that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This one was a little bit odd. The footage was a little bit scarce just because I've been so busy with schoolwork. But I will see you guys in the next one.